call the meeting to order. It's 7:02. We call roll.
Chair McCucci,
Here.
Vice Chair Risberger,
Here.
Commissioner Maskin, Commissioner Baskin,
Here.
Commissioner Lettuce,
Here.
Commissioner Swan,
Here.
Commissioner Hahn,
Yes.
and Councilmember Rusowski.
Better late than never. Okay. Do we have public comment or correspondence? I know that we're gonna get a little presentation, but I believe we're gonna do that after our new business. Is that?
Yeah, it would be the end.
Yep. Sounds good. Okay, so we'll get into new business. The only thing on the docket tonight, we have Bruce Downey on behalf of Habitat for Humanity for Otsego County. The applicant is seeking approval to increase the impervious surface coverage. This is a construction of an approximately 1,100 square foot single family home on an existing 9,500 square foot vacant city lot at 18 Cherry Street. Yes? All right, you want to take it away? Tell us a little bit about the project.
Okay, well, I'm Bruce Downey, and I want to thank you folks for coming out on a cold night. It feels like winter. And Jared Shu is here with me. He's our architect and also on our board of directors. And Jerry Blackman is the president of our board of directors. So we obtained this lot a few years ago from the land bank, and there was. I'm not familiar with the house that used to be on it, but it was either damaged by fire or was not inhabitable other ways. And the land bank obtained it and demolished it, and so we bought it from the land bank. So this is a lot that had a house on it before, and we want to build a single-family residence on it for one of our partner families. We're just finishing up a series of 9 houses out on Route 205. Some of you may be familiar with them. But we build simple, decent houses that are very affordable in terms of energy, because new houses like this are very, very energy efficient. And while I've got your attention, I know that the city has lots of abandoned houses they have had for years. And so in the past, we have been able to obtain an abandoned house periodically and demolish it and build a new energy efficient house on it. To give you some idea of the type, we build mostly 3-bedroom houses. And the last house that we have under contract with one of our families, we had it appraised just recently, and it was appraised for over $260,000. So that I know that the city of Oneonta can use tax base. So if you know, we like building houses in the city of Oneonta. We have built at least a dozen of them here and there around the city on empty lots. And so we're ready for any questions you might have.
Sure. Does any of the commissioners want to begin?
I can start with utilities connecting it. They're already in place because there was already a building there.
Pardon?
Are there utilities
No,
available?
there's no utilities on the lot at the time.
Okay.
There was a house there, but
There
it's
was.
been demolished. I'll have to check with the water department. I don't think there's even a curb stop there. If we are able to locate, an old sewage line, we might be able to do that. But our houses are all electric. We heat them with heat pumps. So the only utility we'll use besides water and sewer will be electric.
And I'm seeing there's a garage on the lot also.
Yeah, it's an old carriage barn.
Right. It looks like it's currently in use by the neighboring house. Is that accurate?
It's not really in use.
Okay.
They've been parking in the driveway,
Right.
but the barn is locked up and secure.
Okay. And there's nothing happening with that building.
Nothing.
Okay.
In fact, one of the neighbors was complaining a couple of years ago about shingles blowing off the roof, so we put a new roof on it.
Is there any part of the plan right now to do any work on the driveway on the lot?
Not that I'm aware of. a marginal, macadam driveway on the lot at the present time, and, you know, we don't usually install macadam driveways, nor do we build garages or carports.
Right.
We're an affiliate of Habitat International, and, they forbid us to do that, which, you know, that doesn't really fall under the purview of simple decent. And so, you know, these are low-income families that generally can't afford to buy a house through a conventional bank loan, so they get a low-interest government loan of some sort.
So then that barn, is that gonna be usable, or is that gonna be any kind of like, in other words, if it's, I get what you're saying about it's not the part of the Habitat charge?
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know, there didn't seem to be any point in demolishing it, since
Okay.
it seemed to be in good shape, and it was already there, it just needed a new roof.
okay.
So, I think that eventually they should be able to use it for a garage. Right now, the doors do not work. There's a broken spring and stuff like that.
Question about the basement.
I have a question for Steve. Is there anything in this that's not in compliance with?
No, I mean, so, site plan review portion of it is review of like setbacks, impervious coverage. I mean,
They're not.
one of the things you could look at in a site plan review is like neighborhood character, there's all kinds of things you can like go through, that are more kind of subjective to your review, but as far as like zoning compliance, like, yeah, it's a single family, 1 story,
And it's,
it's got the 20-foot setback, it's got the 10-foot side setbacks, it doesn't exceed the impervious coverage, like
Okay,
it's
that's
type 2 action under seeker, pretty straightforward.
can I move that we declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
I'll second.
I've got a question before we go to a vote for Stephen. Am I correct that since it's a Habitat house, this cannot be, what are the chances it could turn into a rental in the next 20 years?
That's under they're the ones that would have to include that in some sort of.
I used to know this answer, but it's been a long time, so I thought I would ask.
Well, generally, yeah, it's very unlikely. I mean, once in a while, what we've been doing lately are 30-year mortgages. Doesn't seem like it was all that long ago we were doing 20-year mortgages, but we're doing 30-year mortgages now. So we sell them the house for whatever the loaning institution is willing to loan them, and then they have to sign a second mortgage. That's the difference between between the selling price, which is the bank dictates, and what the fair market value is. And then the difference, we have them sign a second mortgage, and the second mortgage is forgiven at the same rate that the first one is paid off.
Okay.
So they can move if they wanted to, you know, in less than 30 years, but they would owe us then the proportion of the second mortgage. Very few people do that for economic reasons, but if they find a better job someplace else, that's the whole idea of it, you know, that if it's a family with kids, they have a safe place to live that's economical. And so I can't imagine that they would want to do a baseball rental.
Okay.
Point out, there is something in the deed, all Habitat's deeds say it must be owner occupied.
Yeah, so that would
Okay.
be the enforceable part. They would be the
That's-
enforceable act.
That's why
Okay.
he's here.
Okay.
I'm the building guy.
Thanks.
Are the mortgages typically private banks, things like that, or are they public, like federal loans, things like that?
Go with USDA,
USDA,
nice loan.
like the federal home loan,
It's a
yeah.
rural development. loan.
yeah, right,
Rural Development 502 Act.
okay.
And it is about 2 points below market rate,
Mhm.
and you don't require down payment. It's perfect for families.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
Further discussion from the commission? We'll call roll.
Sure. Chair McCucci?
Yes.
Vice Chair Risberger?
Yes.
Commissioner Maskin?
Yes.
Commissioner Baskin?
Yes.
Commissioner Lettuce?
Yes.
Commissioner Swan?
Yes.
Commissioner Hahn?
Yes.
Great.
Does the memo include the section under seeker that makes this a type 2 action?
That's what we just voted on.
Yes,
We
type
did
two
that
action under seeker, construction or expansion of a single family
Just
to,
include that.
yep, all of this, yep,
Yep, we got it.
got it. And then I will make an additional motion to approve the site plan as presented.
Second.
Further discussion? And call roll? If you need a minute.
I do. Chair McCucci?
Yes.
Vice Chair Risberger?
Yes.
Commissioner Maskin?
Yes.
Commissioner Baskin?
Yes.
Commissioner Lettuce?
Yes.
Commissioner Swan?
Yes.
Commissioner Hahn?
Yes.
Motion passes. Congratulations.
Good luck.
Get to work.
Looks like a great project.
Had a fun start,
Yeah,
so.
thank you for the work that you do. We know that you don't get paid very much, but neither do we.
We don't get paid anything.
I got paid twice as much.
What's the timeline on the house?
We'll be breaking ground as soon as right after we get the building permit, depending on the
weather.
Availability of the excavator that does work for us. And so it will be enclosed by winter time, and then we'll probably work on it this winter, so it should be pretty much finished by next spring. Sometimes if we have two lots that are right next to each other, we can build two houses a year, because there's a great synergy that happens then. But, so that would probably be about the timeline. It'll probably be pretty well finished by next spring.
Great.
Well, good luck. We look forward to
Okay.
seeing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help.
Have a good night.
All right, Stephen, what's next on our list?
We work it out.
Take it away.
All right. So just for clarification, Lee has no there is an application, you're not voting, deciding. This is an initial presentation about the project that will be on the agenda next month.
Those are Stephen's.
Oh, that's right.
Optimal spot probably for this is kind of impact.
Yeah, no,
Sorry about that. Okay, thank you. My name's Lee Mergliano, I'm an architect. My business partner, Al Rubin, and I are currently in contract to purchase the St. Mary's School property. We're planning an adaptive reuse of the existing building into apartments for senior citizens. The building is 3 levels. The lower floor will remain an assembly space and it'll be functionally independent from the upper 2 levels where the residential apartments will be. The upper 2 levels, we're proposing to convert into residential apartments. All right, so the 2 upper floors each have 4 classrooms in them. Each of the classrooms are about 1,000 square feet, a little under 1,000 square foot. We're proposing in each classroom to renovate it into 1+ bedroom apartments with gas fireplace and elevated finishes. We are also proposing to install an elevator in the building to access the upper 2 floors.
There's not an elevator currently, right? Yeah. I didn't think
There's
so.
actually 3 stair towers though, so we're gonna convert one of those stair towers into an elevator tower.
Great.
And I'll show you the site plan.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes,
Just to make sure I'm following. So there'd be a total of 8 apartments?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 each floor in total.
Yeah.
The lower level with the gymnasium and all its ancillary support spaces will remain as assembly, as is. We might renovate them, but they'll remain as assembly spaces.
Great.
Okay. So this is the site plan. This is the site currently is broken up into 2 lots. The school's on a lot, and the annex building is on a lot. Currently, the annex building, I guess, used to be classroom, but now it's the food pantry for St. Mary's. We're maintaining them as separate lots, and we're actually, we're purchasing, we're obtaining a portion of the annex lot will be conveyed to the school property. So we have adequate parking. There currently is, in 1986, the church built, or someone built an addition that connected the school building with the annex building. Our proposal to keep the buildings functionally independent is to demolish that 1986 addition. This is sort of, I guess it would be the south side of the building where that addition is that will be proposing to remove. So the exterior changes to the property are we're removing the connector building and we're replacing all of the classroom windows. There's a total of 40 windows. And the building is on the listed on the historic registry. And it's subject to the preservation committee's review, which I met with on Monday, and we will be installing windows that resemble the existing windows, which were 12 over 12 hung windows. The windows currently, they were removed and they were replaced sometime in the 1970s with aluminum windows. The ceiling was dropped, and the ceilings are about 11 feet tall, but when they replaced the windows, they dropped the ceiling, and this is just opaque, like a transit panel, opaque aluminum panels. So we'll be removing that ceiling, raising the ceiling in the living room portion of the classrooms where the windows are, and reverting back to windows that fill up that full roof already. Okay, so right here on the east side of the building, that will be the main tenant entrance because it's at grade. So walk in, lobby, keep up, and there'll be an elevator. This area right here that is currently a paved parking area, we're proposing to renovate as a sort of an outdoor patio for tenants, so an outdoor amenity. So that tenant entrance is here. So this is Walnut Street, Elm Street. All the parking, after we remove that building, allows us to do sort of a nice 60-foot double-loaded parking area, really efficient parking. The tenant entrance is here, elevator. We're planning to have an area, enclosed area for garbage. We're providing a shared loading area behind the existing pantry building for use for both buildings. So the pantry can use that loading area and the school property can use that loading area as well. The pantry will still have access, obviously, out through, this is their driveway, so they'll have access to the back. And the pantry property has given us an easement so we can use that driveway as well.
How many parking spaces are gonna be available?
With 12. And a loading area.
emergency vehicles go if they needed to respond? And like which entrance would they use?
Either,
So the main entrance and what other entrance?
there's an entrance on Elm Street.
Okay, and which door to the facility would they use?
Well, if there was an emergency at the annex building, they would use that back door or the front door. And if there was an emergency in the apartment building, they could use this side door, the front door off Walnut Street, or this access off Elm Street.
Okay.
It's accessible on all, on three sides. That's all I really have.
What's the schedule for work? Sorry if I missed that.
So just to remind you,
Oh, I'm just curious.
okay.
No, I love questions, because then next month when I come, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it should be efficient, so.
I mean, no, I just think it's a really exciting project. I'm eager to see it get going.
We'd like to have it occupied in 24 months from when we close on the building.
Cool. It's exciting.
I know that, I like the fact that you're changing the windows back to what they originally were. I think that's great. How does being on the historic registry, though, change the project other than the windows? I know they're very particular about what work can be done. So how does that, what else has to be done to meet those guidelines?
So, as a process question, any application that is for a project or property that's on the National Register is duly listed as locally designated. A project that goes through the national park or through SHPO for like for tax credit purposes, SHPO does a technical review of that. So if they're trying to get tax credits because they want to do a tax credit project, SHPO would review the work and they would kind of say what that scope is. They would go through the building, they would determine like, you have to keep this flooring, you have to keep, they would go through and itemize material changes to the property that would qualify or not qualify for those tax credits, and then they approve of scope of work.
Okay.
Our local commission only reviews exterior changes to the property. So a change of use, like from a school to an apartment, as long as the exterior changes to the building don't negatively impact the historic material, resources, etc., they don't review. So changes like the layout of the interior of the building, they have nothing to do with it. So what they're gonna be reviewing is pavement, exterior plantings, landscaping, hardscaping, changes to the windows. If Lee came and said, you know, we just wanna put a gable roof on this thing, they would review something like that and obviously deny it. So yeah, that's what.
Mechanical equipment too, if there's any mechanical.
Yeah,
equipment on the
it's
roof.
screening, mechanical equipment, how that all works, that's what they're reviewing, stuff you can
Okay.
see from the sidewalk.
Gotcha.
But National Park or SHPO might review their project and say, hey, if you want tax credits, then you're not gonna change, like the gymnasium in a lot of these types of buildings, the gymnasium, the armory. Those are considered, historically significant often, and they do limit changes that you can do to like large assembly spaces like that. So in a historic tax credit project, they might say, we'll approve your apartments, but you're not gonna turn the gymnasium into 2 more units. So yeah, that's what they're doing.
Is the current owner St. Mary's?
Yes.
Just curious, are there any deed restrictions that they're putting on it? Like because it's a religious entity?
There were. I don't have,
I'm just curious.
yeah, there were about certain uses, gambling, adult uses, nothing that, you know, we're apartments and an assembly space that we're letting the church use for a few times a year for their functions as well, for some shared use of parking, so, you know, yeah, the deed, or not the deed, the agreement, the sale agreement, from the diocese stated the things that we can't do there, and it's a long list, but nothing that.
Nothing you're concerned about?
And the, Patricia Dukes, the church business manager, she was gonna attend here today, but she thought the meeting was at 6. we've reviewed the site plan, we've had a lot of dialogue, and she's endorsed the site plan that I'm presenting today. The church has.
Do you have a waiting list?
No, we don't, really, no one knows about it yet, I don't think, so. You're too young, though.
I'm not, I'm just kidding.
Do you know what the spaces would rent for? Do you have any idea?
We don't yet. They're gonna be, nice, really nice, nicer than just about anything else. It's only 8, they're like jewels in a way, beautiful building like this with only 8 apartments, they have to be.
Do you think that would be similar to the new apartments in Cooperstown on Chestnut Street?
I haven't seen it.
It sounds like a potentially great project.
It really
Yeah,
does.
It'd be nice to see that building
Much needed.
transform.
We're gonna pull it off for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming and sharing with us.
Yeah, thank you.
We're grateful for the opportunity.
Look forward to the
It's
next
nice to see you again, Lee.
You too, thank you.
Lee did God's work at the History Center,
Oh.
so yeah, we're forever indebted to him.
I'll see you all next month then, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other business? Let's adjourn. 7:29.